कैसे हो भाई बहनों, मैं हूं अनस। आज हम लोग iPhone 12 देख रहे हैं, एप्पल का सबसे नया शानदार प्रोडक्ट। I'm just kidding with you. I wouldn't just switch languages like that, homie. No, we're gonna do this one in full English. But could you imagine like some Karen walking in over here like, oh, I can't wait to see this iPhone 12 video. And she's like, oh, Keith, the call center guy is making... Oh boy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the world yesterday popped a collective boner for Apple products. Every year, it seems as though like Apple releases a new phone, a new iPad, a new Macintosh, you know, some headphones, maybe a little watch, okay? Maybe the Apple adult line is coming out soon. You never know. The world is definitely in the market for smart vibrators. Let's be real about it, you know. But Apple has finally unveiled its new iPhone 12. And you know what? I was actually really excited to see this. I was waiting months, okay, like, well, not months, I was waiting since like August for Apple to like say a little murmur about Apple products, you know, like, because I knew they were gonna release that new iPhone. I knew it was gonna happen. Even despite the pandemic or whatever, they were gonna release it. Trust me, if it's any moneymaker for Apple, it's selling these phones. But Apple, to me, is one of those companies where, like, year after year, I feel like they do way less with the phones as time goes on. But I wanted to look at it this year, because this year, the world did pop quite a bit of a collective boner, okay? Like, me included, I had to come back from the hospital. They had to, like, de-inject my little boner, you know, just so I could make this video. But here we are. iPhone 12 Pro. It's a leap year. Oh, it's a big claim. Now, we're at the Pro iPhone, okay? I'm not sticking with the basic iPhone. I'm going all the way to the top, baby! Let's go all the way through. Now, 5G goes Pro. I'm glad we're catering to the people that used to think 5G was causing, you know, pandemics. A14 Bionic rockets past every other smartphone chip. I think that's a true statement. Say what you will about Apple. Look, I may not like Apple at all, okay? I may have a disdain for their company, but their products, their engineering, Apple engineers are some fucking magicians behind the scenes. They make some good hardware, and they make some good software to match up with it, okay? It's like going to a fancy restaurant. Like, this dude knows how to match the food with the wine. The Pro camera system takes low-light photography to the next level, with an even bigger jump on the iPhone. Yeah, of course you're gonna say it. I mean, it has to make big jumps. The ceramic shield delivers 4 times better drop. Tech YouTubers are probably going to smash this thing with a sledgehammer to figure this one out, but let's go all the way down. Less bezel, more screen. That's good, actually. I never complained about the bezel when I owned the iPhone X or the iPhone 10, but that looks as I expected. I mean, it's a 6.7-inch display, guys, okay? Kicks glass, ceramic shield, tougher than anything. Yeah, when you have kids, we'll see how strong this statement really is, Apple. We'll find out. I bet, because when it comes to Apple products, I'll be honest with you, everyone that I've ever met in my life that owns an iPhone, 90% of them have broken screens. I can actually see Apple investing in this because it's quite an embarrassment to their company when they have like that many broken screens on their product. Just because, let's be honest, smooth brains can't handle their phone properly. Surgical grade stainless steel. Yeah, bro, for the price, it better be fucking stainless steel. And now it also has 5G, so you can download 10 episodes of your favorite show over 5G, you know, to the 5 blocks of street areas that actually have 5G. I don't know, 5G is growing, but it's not like everywhere at this point. But yeah, iPhone is now one of the products for the premium price that now supports the highest end communications technology. Good job. Now, this is the graph that I wanted to sort of really talk about. This is their iPhone A14 Bionic chip, which, like I said at the beginning of this video, Apple engineers are to be fucking actually, like, given some props because they do make some really damn good silicon, okay? Up to 50% faster GPU and CPU than any other smartphone chip. I think that's true, even if, like, you look at, like, core counts and clock speed counts between the A14 Bionic and, like, the Snapdragon 865 Plus. Even though the Snapdragon looks snappier, okay, no pun intended, the A14 Bionic, I think it's a mix of like the hardware that Apple is implementing alongside the absolutely great software iOS 14 solution they bundle with it to make it just faster. Remember, the problem with Android devices is like every device roughly in the high-end market comes with that same like basic processor out there. But the Android OS definitely does have like that layer of like abstraction. Like it's got to try to fit every mold. Whereas iPhones, it's literally crafted just by Apple. Nobody knows their hardware. Like the software developers and the hardware developers work very hand in hand, and that's a big positive. Now, don't get me wrong, Android does have their own chipset makers, Exynos, Samsung's exist, things like that. I think Huawei uses like Kirin or whatever SoC they call. But there is definitely that weird disconnect between the OS, Android in that case, and like the processors they bring. Apple, on the other hand, giving them credit, they do make the faster chips on the market, and the software assists that even further. Now, that does lead me into the next thing, right? Like, okay, how important is the speed, right? Like, I get iPhones are strong, I get it, I understand it, but it goes the same for like high-end Android phones anyways. When 90% of apps people use are things like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, social media apps, even most of the games people play on their phones are games like Raid Shadow Legends or like smaller like Android like free-to-play titles, where the games you're playing aren't even tapping into the full resources of the highest-end Galaxy Notes or the iPhones. How important is that processor jump? I kind of wonder. Because if you still are on a device where most of the applications, third party at least, are catered to individuals that have a higher user base in the lower end and the middle end phones, how important are things really, right? Like, let's be goddamn honest with ourselves. The stronger these phones get, the less and less I see the actual usability of them. Maybe for things like video editing, sure, it's fine. I would actually like if in like the next 10 years, Apple decides to allow us, like Samsung does, to connect your phone to a monitor, keyboard, and mouse and actually use your iPhone as like a full desktop system. We're getting to a point where their processors are so strong that you could kind of sustain them under proper load. It would be awesome to edit videos under an iPhone connected to a very minimal desktop. Even if you're not editing videos, playing a higher end game, maybe playing something like maybe proper Word document tools, spreadsheeting, things like that. It would be really awesome to have that as a full-on computer on the go. We've kind of already seen it on the Android front. Samsung DeX is a thing, but I'd like to see Apple dip into it with how strong their stuff is. That's the only forefront I see at the moment where if Apple was to do that, I'd be buying an iPhone right now. Now, it also is using Lidar technology. Oh boy! Lidar technology NASA's using for the next Mars landing. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, they're going to prove Mars is a flat too? But iPhone 12 uses a LiDAR scanner to measure how long it takes light to reflect back to the object. So the big benefit of this is Apple is big into like augmented reality. And when I was an iPhone user, I did it for a bit to quickly like set out scenes, basically get like a depth map of an area. It's very useful. And I think Apple's recognized it. So with the LiDAR scanning technology, you can get like depth map in like seconds. And it's big for like photographers as well. Like if you want to autofocus, LiDAR technology is probably the best you're going to get for autofocusing stuff. So for people who are big camera hounds, this is a big bonus, okay? This is a big deal. And I figure for a lot of people who are buying high-end devices like iPhones and like the newest Samsung Galaxy Notes, it's probably the camera that makes it or breaks it. So iPhones, actually doing a pretty good job here. iPhone 12 Pro is coming. Ooh, let's get that Pro Max. Pacific Blue, baby. 512 gigabytes. Come on, dude. How am I going to store my hente? Do I have an iPhone to trade in? Fuck no. Apple coverage? Yeah, why not? Oh, wait. Yeah, add it up. $2,208, baby. That's Canadian, by the way, so it's probably somewhere around like 1,600 US. Ooh, it's a little bit of a price bump. Ooh, boy, oh boy. $2,200 for a phone is fucking absurd. Given the fact that there's foldable phones out there that are just marginally more expensive than this, but hey, at least you get like fucking brand new spanking technology. Honestly, it would have kicked ass if Apple being Apple, the chief innovators that they can be, it would have been awesome if they took like that year off, maybe next year. If Apple makes a foldable phone, fuck yeah, they could probably do a really good job with the technology and the resources and the engineering teams that they have. But if they charged me this price for the basic iPhone, I could only imagine having to sell both of my kidneys for the foldable stuff. I mean, this is kidney selling price right there. I don't even think selling one kidney is going to get you. How much does a kidney cost? Kidneys cost around $262,000 each. Well, we'll have just enough for the foldable phone, won't we, huh? They couldn't even give you USB-C to USB-C. What the fuck am I going to do with a normal USB connection to this fucking monstrous lightning cable connection? What's wrong with you, Apple? As part of our efforts to reach our environmental goals, iPhone 12 Pro 2... Woo! That's a lot of bullshit right there. Something's rotten in this apple pie. Wait a minute, really? How much could it have cost them to put a fucking power adapter, like ear pod, like at least basic wired ear pods in the device? Come on now. Like first it's no headphone jack, now it's no charging port. What's next year? No phone? Okay, listen. I get it. There's probably people who are buying this thing and they already have the charger. But listen, if I gave Nintendo shit for not packaging a charger with their DSs, I'm gonna give Apple some shit too, especially for the price you're paying. Guys, $2,208? Bro, this phone better suck my dick, let alone give me a goddamn charging like port for it or like a charging connection for it. Come on now. Now, it's also got magnet technology that lets you like connect peripherals to your device better. I guess maybe it's more for the Fisher-Pricey style stuff where I guess people don't know how to place their iPhone on a wireless charger. So now you have to give them like fucking magnets to a system. Maybe, I'm not sure. It's kind of cool, don't get me wrong. It's actually cool, okay, to like connect things really quickly. Probably going to lodge them in securely too. Interesting. But can we just stop this video and just say one thing? This is a very, very safe year for Apple. I thought last year when the iPhone 11 came out, it was a safe fucking year. But at least iPhone 11, I think, gave a bigger screen with their, like, you know, all touchless, like, Face ID nonsense. This one, like, for the price that they're giving, at least include, like, an inbuilt fingerprint sensor and combine that with the Face ID. That would have, like, thrown the security up by a massive threshold. But I think this year, like, if you don't have an iPhone, but you want an iPhone, this is a good product because this is literally like if you have not owned an iPhone for years, but you want one because there are genuine reasons to have an iPhone. It's a very solid, very efficient phone and it will last you years. Apple updates this shit for years. Like the lifespan of an Apple product, not only does it hold its value, but it holds its practicality. You can actually use this device for a long time. And that's a good thing. But going forward into it, unless you already own an iPhone, unless you don't own one, don't buy it. I don't think this is worth the 2.2 grand they're asking if you're upgrading from a fucking 11 Pro. But I've seen a big market who literally jumps to the next Apple product because all Apple has to do is use buzzwords like fucking ceramically, like ballistics glass, or oh guys, we're 50% fat. Like guys, relax. Real world performance wise, these phones, your current iPhone 11 Pro is not going to go obsolete. Like it's not going to be a grandma phone as soon as this thing drops. Ladies and gentlemen, that being said, this is my look at the new Apple lineup. I think it's actually fairly good if you don't own an iPhone already. Like $2,200, kind of a bit of a steep price, but it is the Apple tax. But hey, even if it is the Apple tax, at least the iPhone 12 Pro is a solid phone. Now again, there are some caveats. For this price, you're also not getting a 120 hertz screen. And I've seen people try to downplay that shit. Bro, 120 hertz is smooth. If you're paying that much of a price, consider that. A lot of the higher end Android phones, you pay less and you get a better screen out of it. So just putting that one out there. This is me, Muda, and I'm out.